I am Broken Matt Hardy, and this magnificent video broadcast is dedicated to one of my favorite YouTubers in the multiverse, yes, and that is you, Alyx, yes. Alyx, first and foremost, my friend, I must tell you, your YouTube channel is absolutely wonderful, yes! I have seen it, and your wrestling reviews are some of the greatest in all of space and time, yes! You are making the multiverse proud, Alyx, yes! And to anyone out there that has not had a chance to espy Alyx's YouTube channel, you should right now. His channel name is just Alyx, and he reviews wrestling. Go there, check out his content. You will find it absolutely stupendous. Yes. Keep up the great work, my friend. You are winning in your battles in the Great War. Yeah.
Login complete. Welcome to Alyx's world.
Hello all and welcome to Alyx's world, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I am your host Alyx, just Alyx, and this is my AEW Dynamite review. This review is for, I believe, the 24th, January 24th edition. We are, how many episodes is this? Is this the third episode of 2024? I think it might be. Let me check back real quick. It might be the fourth, but I think it's the third. It's the fourth, because they had one on the 3rd, the 10th, the 17th, and the 24th is today. So the fourth episode of the year. Look, I know people are expecting me to rant on this particular episode because of the title. If you've been following me on Twitter or social media, you know there are some things about it I did not particularly like. But I want to put you at ease. Let me put you at ease right now. I thought it was a good show in terms of the in-ring aspect. The three main matches that were hyped all delivered. Pentagon Jr., Penta es Cerro Miedo, and Hangman Page, great match. Especially with Samoa Joe on commentary. Swerve Strickland versus Jeff Hardy. Great match. Jeff Hardy has been teasing a heel turn. Basically saying him and Matt don't get any opportunities, no TV time. And they're doing the subtle, slow burn heel turn with him coming out, and he's not as enthusiastic. He's not doing the juke as much. He's not doing the delete as strongly. He's slowly but surely becoming a different Jeff Hardy. And I like that. It's good story progression. Something that I've been asking AEW to do more often. So when they're doing it, I gotta give them credit, right? And the main event was everything I thought it would be. Adam Copeland versus Minoru Suzuki was great. Hard-hitting, New Japan Pro Wrestling stiff fest. I think Adam Copeland, when he said, "I've never been hit that hard ever in my life," that wasn't in character. That was a shoot. And it's a simple premise. Adam Copeland is doing this Cope Open, right? Because it's Copeland. So Cope Open, basically trying to use the ranking system to get back into a title opportunity against Christian Cage for Revolution. I love it. It's a simple premise, and it makes all of his matches mean something. Sometimes you don't really need to have your storylines be complicated or convoluted, or have like this in-depth analysis of storytelling and expansion on characters and plot. Keep it simple, stupid. Adam Copeland lost 2 matches to Christian. 1 match he had won, but then he got screwed, so now he has to start all the way back over again from the beginning, and he wants to earn it for Revolution. It's a simple story, and it works. We already know we're going to get Adam Copeland and Christian for Revolution without you telling us that. And I'm happy that AEW is at least doing Edge and Christian, Adam Copeland and Christian Cage, the right way. So, a lot of good things to like about the show. I even enjoyed the women. One of my biggest issues, you know this if you've been watching me and even following me on social media, one of my biggest pet peeves is the misusage or lack thereof of the women's division. They only get like 15 minutes every single episode. Tonight, nope. They got a lot more TV time. They had 2 segments. One was a match, one was a promo segment, and then one was a backstage segment. Taya Valkyrie got some promo time with, what is it, Johnny TV, Johnny Nitro, Johnny Mundo? I don't even know anymore. Johnny TV, right? John Morrison. That guy. Then they did a promo segment with, then I loved it. I loved how it was structured with Toni Storm and Deonna Purrazzo, where half of the screen was black and white and the other was color. Really cool stuff. Like, and then they told the story about how Toni Storm and her were close friends, how they have the same tattoo, and how Toni Storm has changed. It's a simple premise. And I like what they're doing here. You're building the relationship between the two. Let's see where it goes. We got 6 weeks, right? Maybe we can make it even more enticing. I like it. We even got Thunder Rosa versus Red Velvet, which... So, we'll talk about the match quality later, because I think this wasn't as good as I was hoping it would be. And I know the reason why. But regardless of the quality, they got more TV time, which is a big positive. Is it going to stay that way? No. I don't expect it to stay that way. I expect it to go back to just being 15 minutes. But for 1 week, they gave them more TV time. Hopefully, we get that going forward. Because guess what? If you're going to have Mercedes Moné and other people coming in to stack this women's division, I see a Camille from NWA backstage as well. You got to have more TV time for the women. And it's not just on Dynamite. It has to be consistent across the board. They deserve at least 30 minutes each week, which is close to what they got tonight. 30 minutes on Dynamite, 30 minutes on Collision. So we'll see what happens. I want to put that out there. I thought tonight's show was good. Tag team action. We got some trios division action. Not sure how I feel about Scissor Me Bang Gang, Bang Bang Scissor Gang, whatever the hell they're calling themselves. The Acclaimed and the Bullet Club becoming one big stable. That seems kind of random and kind of out of nowhere. Also, Hook, he got a chance to get screen time and confront Samoa Joe. But I am questioning, okay, so like, is that basically it? He confronts Samoa Joe and says, you beat me, but the next time I fight you, I'm going to get you again. And then that was about it. So, all right, where are we going with that? We'll have to see, but at the very least, they followed up with the match. They didn't just take them off TV, which I appreciate, but the follow-up needs to be bigger. I'm putting a lot of padding on this opening because I think a lot of people need to understand I don't hate what AEW Dynamite did. I think in terms of the structure of the show, how they were able to put certain people in certain spots to enhance certain stories, to get the most out of the talents inside the ring. On paper and on screen, it was a very good show. So why was it so dead? Why was it that you had a crowd of what, 1,500? Around 2,000? That was absolutely dead. Sitting on their hands. They were alive for certain points of the matches, certain points of the night. But one of the reasons why I was a big advocate of AEW, and still am to a certain extent. One of the reasons was the crowds. That was something that back in the day, back in like, I would dare say from 2019 to about a good portion of 2022. That's something AEW had over WWE. The crowds were hot. People who were actually excited to come see a wrestling show. They were packing out these arenas, these buildings, stadiums. That was something AEW had for it. Over the last year or so, probably a little bit more over a year or so. That hasn't been the case. It feels like the energy has been dying off more and more. And tonight, it might have been the worst it's ever been. One of the worst it's ever been. It was probably worse off during the pandemic when there was no crowd, so I'll give you that. It could get worse where we don't have a crowd. There was at least people there. But during a point in time where I feel like AEW should be really knocking it out of the park, the fact that the crowd was this dead, this cold for AEW is concerning. And we gotta talk about it. We had to talk about it, folks. I understand that everyone loves AEW. They like it being here. It helps the wrestling ecosystem to have a secondary company. I know. I've talked about it. AEW being where it is today is necessary. We need AEW to thrive and survive and grow for the business to be what it is. We would not be where we are today with WWE, with anybody, with New Japan Pro Wrestling, with Okada potentially coming in, Mercedes Moné, Adam Copeland. This company doing what it's doing right now has made wrestling the hottest it's been in a long time. So please understand me when I say this. Something's got to change. Something is off. Tonight's show did not feel like AEW. And I listened to Jim Cornette and Eric Bischoff and all the critics that say AEW is just a glorified indie fed. And for the longest time, I called bullshit. I looked at them and said, y'all are some haters. Some haters that are just looking to put down this upcoming company that's trying to do the right thing and get wrestling to a place where it can be respected once again. Because for the longest time, the WWE was killing it in terms of making it worse. Now they're killing it, but making it better. Different versions of killing it. But now, you watch tonight's show, you see all that great in-ring action, and you see how unexcited the crowd is. And to be honest with you, I don't even think it's just the crowd. I think that there's a mix between the crowd and audio issues. Maybe there's a bit of an audio mixing issue. And that's been a problem with AEW Dynamite since the beginning. This is before TBS. It was better on TNT, but they still had issues. Here on TBS, it's pretty prominent. They've had some major audio issues. But even with that being the case, some shows you can still hear the crowds. I didn't hear the crowd tonight. There were people there. You can hear them. You can hear people trying to get into the match. But the energy was gone. It's scary when you consider how cold AEW is. And that's a problem. It is a problem. And I'm not just saying that to make you guys hate AEW. It's a problem that needs to be addressed. You're going to these arenas with 10,000, 12,000 seats and only selling 1,500 tickets. That's embarrassing. And it's embarrassing because you failed to create stars when you needed to. You spent all this time going into randomized select modes and doing random matches with no stars, with no stories. Look where it's got you. So now, here you are trying to right the wrongs and turn the ship, but you're doing it from a position of struggle now because Now it's almost like the goodwill that AEW had built over the last 5 years. I won't say it's gone, but it's not as strong. Last I checked, all-in tickets weren't selling out as strongly. It is early. As time goes by, we might get more tickets as we get closer to the event. But the hype isn't there, man. And it's concerning. People are talking about Revolution is selling out. Revolution is selling out because it's Sting's last match. And I'm happy that Revolution is going to be a big event. But how many times can you do someone's last match? What, you're going to do Adam Copeland's last match to sell out Double or Nothing? I'm excited for Revolution, but I'm also scared because Sting's leaving. We ain't going to have Sting after March. We ain't going to have Bryan Danielson after All In. If you think the crowds are dead now, where are the crowds going to be by the end of the year? Not having MJF hurts as well. Not having Keith Lee hurts. But at the end of the day, you still got a stacked roster. I cannot tell you how disappointed I was in that crowd tonight. You have one of the best cards that Dynamite has ever produced. The men and women went out there and gave you their best. I was a bit disappointed in the Red Velvet versus Thunder Rosa match, and particularly because I'm a big fan of Thunder Rosa. They did not click. There was something off about that match, and I think it was because the crowd was dead. It threw the women off. And when you have a low energy crowd, that affects your match as a performer as well. Still, the men and women put their best, their heart and souls in that ring. Blood, sweat, and tears. And to have a crowd just sit on its hands. And it's to the point now, and I'm going to say this before I get to the review. I'm at the point now where if this is what I can expect going forward, if we're going to have dead crowds like this, I would rather, this is going to piss y'all off, I would rather AEW stop touring and just go back to Daily's Place. Stop touring, go back to Daily's Place, pull a full sale with NXT, a Universal Studios with TNA. Just have your weekly shows at Daily's Place in front of a hot crowd of consistent, happy, energetic fans that are excited to be there, that are excited to see wrestling, that's going to enhance your product. Do that on a weekly basis, and then go touring for certain events, for pay-per-views, or for special occasions. Because I'm sick and tired of seeing these men and women not get the respect that they deserve because of bad booking, because of a lack of storytelling, because of a lack of crowd involvement. This was the first show in a long time from AEW where I felt like all those criticisms about people saying that this is a t-shirt company, you look at a show like this and you go, well, this is what they say. This is what they talk about when they call it a t-shirt company. And I know people don't want to hear that, but I'm sorry. We need to wake up. This isn't 2019 anymore. Tony Khan isn't competing against NXT, Triple H, and Vince McMahon's WWE. That was easy mode. You were in easy mode during that time. And as time went by, Vince McMahon left, and Triple H took over WWE. Then it became hard mode. Now, we're in a position where Tony Khan is about to go head-to-head with The Rock, Triple H, TKO. They're moving to streaming services. They're about to change the game. And here's Tony Khan struggling to get 2,000 people in one building. When do we sound the alarm? We can sit here all day and talk about, hey, wrestling's great. Good wrestling, AEW. We got two companies. We should all just be happy. When do we start to panic? When is it time we as fans start calling them out for their bullshit? Something needs to change. Because I'll be damned if I sit through another show with a dead crowd like that. I don't give a shit what you have. This was one of the best cards they've had in a long time, and it felt like a nothing show because of the dead crowd. Should I just start getting to the point now where I stop watching Dynamite, stop reviewing the Dynamite shows, and only review the pay-per-views when they sell it out? Because I know Revolution is going to be a great show, because it's going to have 18,000 people, maybe more. I'm excited for Revolution because I'm guaranteed a hot crowd. I'm guaranteed great matches. I'm guaranteed a great show. If not one of the best shows in AEW history. I'm guaranteed that. I don't know about these weekly shows no more. And we can sit here all day and pretend that everything's great. When are we going to start sounding the alarm? I've been trying to sound the alarm for what feels like 2 months now. I've been the main one saying, hey, the product is cold. Something needs to change. Something needs to be done differently. Something has to change. What is it going to take? You tell me. Am I crazy? Am I just a lunatic wrestling fan who just hates AEW and wants it to go out of business and the WWE is better? Screw Tony Khan. You tell me what the problem is. Because whether you agree or disagree with what I say, there is one objectively undeniable fact. AEW is not as hot as it was when it first started. I don't care who you watch. I don't care what content creator wants to spin this into a great show. It was fantastic. The reality is AEW is not as hot as it was when it first started. Period. End of story. That is a fact. Why? There's a multitude of reasons for that. But we have to get to the point where we acknowledge that AEW is not that hot. And something needs to change. Can we at least agree on that? Because until we do, my biggest fear is that AEW, and I hate saying this too, and I'll say this and then we'll move on. It's starting to feel like TNA. I tried to avoid saying it. Because there was a point in time where TNA was hot. And like AEW, there was a point in time where TNA was clearly the better wrestling promotion than WWE. When WWE was still doing good business, TNA was miles ahead in terms of wrestling quality. Then you got Hulk Hogan, Eric Bischoff, and it felt like a legit number two, and then over time, it fizzled out. Because, kind of like what AEW is doing now, it didn't change. It didn't grow with the audience. It didn't do anything different. It clung on to this mindset that this is what works in wrestling. This is what's going to please the people inside the bubble. You're not expanding your audience. And when you don't expand your audience, and you don't tell stories to create new stars, it's going to make more people buy more tickets to come see your shows. Then you get shows with 1,800 people, like tonight. Something's got to change. Something has got to change. Thank you guys for watching. Let's go ahead and get to the review. Sponsorship, plugs, all that jazz. We're going to get to it. I'm going to say hello to the people in the live chat. And as always, anytime I'm doing a rant, there's a bigger audience. Anytime I'm talking positively about AEW, no one's here. No one was here last week. But here you guys are. Let's go ahead and get to it. If this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. While you're at it, help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership. Click that join button and get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing. Live reaction, hot topic, review, Past, present, future, you decide. Also, don't forget to give thanks. Hit that super thanks. If you want to donate after the fact, you can also. Wait for it. Like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter at just Alex Central. Give me a follow on Instagram, give me a follow on Spotify, give me a follow on Cameo, give me a follow on Threads, and give me a follow on TikTok. For I am the tickest of the talkest. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Venmo. And yes, Super Chats are officially on. You can donate at any point in time during the broadcast. To get your thoughts played live on the air, email me at justalexsworld@gmail.com for business inquiries, just to say hi, and get yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Get you an old school Deluxe Man t-shirt, get your new school Alex's World t-shirt, but most importantly, get you a blonde hair, blue eyes, apple pie. My America. The remix t-shirt made by It's J Knox and Firestar Heart. All this down below in the description box. Today's sponsor, SeatGeek. SeatGeek is looking to get you a discount for any ticket purchases you get this season. Whether it's for football, whether it's for concerts, whether it's for wrestling. If you purchase anything off SeatGeek and then use the promo code JustAlex during checkout, you can get $20 off. $20 off any of your purchases. It's a real deal. Let's get a quick word from our sponsor. And then, of course, we'll get to some shout-outs. Today's video is sponsored by SeatGeek. If you're a wrestling fan looking for access to great seats for any wrestling event near you, then you want to use this app. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek stands as the unrivaled #1 ticketing app in the market today. SeatGeek constantly delivers incredible deals on ticket prices. When you're exploring the app, keep an eye out for the special green dots that mark the best deals. What's even better is that every ticket you purchase is backed by SeatGeek's buyer guarantee, with the option to return your tickets and even swap them before the events. So here's an exclusive for you. If you click the link down below and use the promo code JustAlex, you can get $20 off your first purchase. Yes, $20 off any ticket that you purchase using the promo code JustAlex. This is a sweet deal that you could use literally right now. So don't wait. Click the link, download the app, and join the SeatGeek family today. I want to thank the people for being here. So apparently, I think live chat is broken right now for StreamYards, but there are people here in the live chat. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Might have to just pull it up on the screen, but let me see. I don't know what's going on with Streamlabs. It's just down as usual. I tried to see if it was working, but there are people here in the live chat. I'm just gonna have to pull it up on the screen here. Let me see. Yeah, I seem to be having problems showing the chat. Tell you what, this is what I'm gonna do. Let me go ahead and switch over to this screen here. I'm just gonna shout you guys out. Thank you guys for being here. I don't know what's going on with Streamlabs right now, but it is down. It's like down. So I can't control it. It is what it is. But as always, please show some love to the moderators. Ultra Shine 97 Firestar Heart, Elias, Adibi, YouTube Pro Wrestling Girl, Khalil does everything. And of course, Big MGM for help keeping this a safe space for wrestling fans like you. When this is over with, I am going to do a draw in the Discord. We're going to pick 3 free entries. We're going to give 3 people free entries into the Wrestle Rumble contest. Wrestle Rumble contest for the Royal Rumble this Saturday. They will only be picked from the people in the Discord. So if you have not yet joined the Discord, this is your final chance. Your last opportunity to join the Discord and get an opportunity to win 1 free entry into one of these Wrestle Rumbles. 1. How it works is you join the Discord, I'm going to do a live draw, and then I'm going to announce the winners, and then I'm going to ask you guys to give me your emails. And I'll reach out to you through your Discord. You send me your email, Wrestle Rumble will send you your entry form. You sign it, you fill it out, and you get an opportunity to win $500 by answering questions. Will CM Punk win the Rumble? What spot will he win it from? What spot will Gunther enter the Royal Rumble? Will Cody Rhodes win the Rumble? Will we see Jade Cargill? We will. Will we see Jade Cargill in the Women's Royal Rumble? If that's something you're into, you can go to WrestleRumble.com yourself and just get your own forms. I think it's like 5 for $32. If that's what you want to do, go for it. Or you can just join the Discord and get one for free. Potentially. So join the Discord. The moderators are giving you the links right now. Thank you to the following people. I appreciate y'all for being here. We got The Beat Jr., Blackwing Gaming, Anthony White, Taryn Jones, Denisha Lane. Good to have you here, Miss Lane. Juan Orozco, JJ, who let the dogs out? Who? Shaq. I thought tonight was a good episode. It's not all great, especially with that crowd and some audio issues, but so far it still was a good episode. It was a good show in terms of the wrestling aspect, yes. I just thought it didn't come across like it because the energy's gone. And again, it's time that we start acknowledging it. Can we start acknowledging that AEW is cold right now? Can we at least say that? Can we at least say it's not as high as it was when we first started? It's not going to get better if we are settling for mediocrity. And I'm not okay with AEW being mediocre. We also got Blackwing Gaming. Highway Dylan Danger. Dylan Danger. Nate Klein. I see King of Waco Mundo. Let me do about 3 more. Again, I can't show your names because for some reason the damn Streamlabs is done. The Trey Mara, who says AEW has no identity. That's the problem. I wouldn't say that, but it's how about this? It went away from the identity it had. Let's go with that. The Social Deviant, and then the last one's going to go to the Cerebral Assassin, Christopher Carter. All right. Thank y'all so much for being here. Everyone said you turned to the chat music. Yeah, I'm glad I was able to do that. Just want to be sure that people are able to hear it. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and get to the review. I thought tonight's show kicked off very well. Samoa Joe, your AEW World Champion, came out to address the crowd, looking like a boss, like a final boss. Loved the suit. Also loved him on commentary. Really helped that Hangman Penta and Cedro Miedo match. But what people are going to talk about is Hook. His match against Hook was an excellent main event. And one of my biggest fears was that they weren't going to follow up with it. They did. They followed up with it. Was it what I was hoping for? No. Because all Hook did was go out there, confront Samoa Joe, get on the microphone and say, I fought you, you won, and I lost. They shook hands, and then he said, the next time you fight, the next opportunity, it will be different. And then Samoa Joe says, get this peasant out of here. And then Hook fights off some security guards, and that was about it. That's it? That's how you follow that up? That's the best you can do? That's your follow-up for Hook? I mean, is it a bad follow-up? I mean, it's okay, but that doesn't really... Yeah. That doesn't really fit for me. It was kind of just like okay, well, you asked us to follow up, so here's a follow-up. Okay, next. No, what I'm talking about is that Hook needs to be, like, prominently featured in the main event scene as a follow-up. That's what I'm talking about. Again, like, I appreciate them for at least keeping him in the conversation, but the presentation and the delivery of it could have been done better. That's it. Again, it's time that we start calling AEW out for their misgivings. Because they're not going to get better if we accept mediocrity. Like the audio issues tonight. The audio issues in the crowd were mediocre. It didn't feel like a secondary promotion. It felt like an indie fed. Sorry, you know it's true. Acknowledge it. What didn't feel like an indie fed or an indie-rific match was Hangman Page versus Penta and Cero Miedo. This match was great. Hard-hitting, fast-paced, great chemistry. These guys worked like they've been working together for the longest time. And yeah, they have, because they have worked multiple times against each other. And lots of crazy spots in there. I thought Penta really brought the fire to Hangman. And what I love about Hangman Page is that he elevates pretty much everybody he works with. He knows how to get the best out of everyone. And that's someone you want as a champion. He's one of the best workers that they have, not just in AEW, but today. You know, someone like that would work perfectly in WWE if he ever went there, because of how well he works with people that he likes, not named CM Punk. But yeah, I thought this was a great match, hard-hitting. Of course, Hangman Page won, because he's basically fighting for the world title at Revolution without basically telling you. But this was a great match. Samoa Joe hated the fact that he won, because he sees him as a threat, and he hates people that give him that feeling that, well, you're in trouble, sir. But yeah, great match. Orange Cassidy is doing a promo backstage where he just awkwardly says, I'm going to fight Roderick Strong at Revolution. Basically, that's about it. We do this short but very effective backstage segment. I don't even know if it was a segment. It was like 10 seconds of the Young Bucks walking back, and they're being interviewed by, what was his name? It's Alyx something. You let me know, because I forgot his name. Alex Marvez or something like that? Whatever. They're interviewed. They're like, you will address us by our real names. We are not the Young Bucks. We are Nicholas and Matthew Jackson. And they got their uppity, high society, white privilege outfits with the fedoras. Look, I think it's funny. And then they walk up to Top Flight talking about, why are you guys late? Did you guys just walk in? How unprofessional of you. Be bigger superstars. And then there was we'll talk about it later on, there was a part in the Sting and Darby Allin segment where we see the Young Bucks turning down they're editing the volume, trying to mute the sound and shit. Great. I like that. That's good. Like, little things like that I enjoy. Will it work over time? We'll have to find out. But I like that we're doing something different with the Young Bucks. I enjoy that. We'll have to see if it works out long term. I think it will. I think it's working out pretty fine. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I'm enjoying it. Wardlow kind of squashed Trent Beretta. Trent Beretta did get some offense on Wardlow, more than most people did. But it was essentially a squash match. Wardlow beat the piss out of Trent Beretta. He was out there with the Kingdom. The Undisputed Kingdom. The Undisputed Kingdom, Adam Cole, baby. Of course, your Ring of Honor Tag Team champs, The Kingdom and Roderick Strong. They're building Wardlow up to potentially beat Samoa Joe for the world title. And then we get the promo segment with Deonna Purrazzo and Toni Storm. And I loved... I gotta find the photo really quickly. I love how they set this up, where one half of the screen was black and white for Toni Storm and the other one was colored for Deonna Purrazzo. I thought, in my personal opinion, I thought that really highlighted the character that is Toni Storm. And again, what is one of my biggest pet peeves? There's not a lot of character or emphasis on characters when it comes to AEW. Well, tonight, especially with Toni Storm, they're showing you that they can do it when they need to. Here it is. I found the photo. Look at this. Like, this is how they presented it. Like, one half of the screen was Toni Storm, black and white, and the other was color. Like, this is great. Do more of this. Like, have your character stick to it. And I think Toni Storm right now is doing an excellent job. And it's really elevating everybody that she comes across. But yeah, this segment, you had them talking about Deonna Purrazzo being body shamed. Remember that? We talked about that before. When there's more to shame her for, Toni Storm says there's a lot more. There's a lot more to shame her for. And let's see here. And gives her crap for using their past friendship to try and get a title shot. Oh, and basically gave her crap for trying to play with her emotions, if you will. Let's see here. Toni says, makes it clear that if Purrazzo gets in the ring, she'll twist her lips so hard, she'll never eat another donut. That's when Deonna says she still doesn't understand what happened to her, because she's different. Her and Toni used to be friends. But Deonna made it clear she's not here to make friends. She came here to win the world title. She talks about how the old Toni Storm, that was the best in the world, is the one she wants to fight, not this floozy, this version of herself. And if she needs any further reminder, look at her ankle. And then they pulled up their ankles. And they showed matching tattoos. Friendly tattoos. BFF friendly tattoos. And then you see Toni get upset. She says, you don't have her fooled. And she says Deonna could take her tattoo and shove it up her butthole. And then she took off her shoe, threw it at her. Deonna took off her shoe, threw it at Toni. Then they brawl. And then Toni and her girl, Mariah May, run off. And then Deonna is left standing with the title. Again, this is going to be the match for Revolution, so I like it. I think that's going to be good. And then not too long after that, we see Taya Valkyrie. TV time for Taya Valkyrie and Johnny Nitro. Excuse me. Johnny Mundo. John Morrison. Johnny TV. You know, that guy. She's getting TV time. She's talking about having a match with Deonna Purrazzo next week. Dope. Sweet. I like it. I like it a lot. Like, again, when I ask for more TV time for the women, this is what I'm talking about. You don't have to just do matches, but do different things with them. One could be a manager, one could do a feud, a segment, one could be involved in the storyline, and then you can have matches. Like, you can involve women in different ways on the show. Just more TV time for them is all I ask for. Is that too much to ask for? Hopefully not. John Moxley cuts a promo about the Blackpool Combat Club being cool. Basically, that's nothing else to really add there. Don't know what they're doing with John Moxley. He seems directionless. Jeff Hardy versus Shane Swerve Strickland. Great match. Loved seeing Matt Hardy go out there. Not as enthusiastic. He's just kind of waving his arm right. Delete. And then it gets weaker. And then it gets weaker. And then he's like, oh, screw it. I'm not doing this no more. I'm not doing this delete shit anymore. Right? And so he's just kind of fed up with it. I like that. I like that we're slowly showing a character shift in the Hardys. Real quickly, super chat from Higurashi, $8. I apologize. The super chats are not working right now. Streamlabs is not working right now. I have no idea what's going on. It's stupid as hell. I wish I could play your super chat, but this thing is broken beyond reason, for no reason. But thank you for the $8. I just want to give a shout out to Higurashi. He says, what's up, Alex? What's good, man? What's good? But yeah, I love that it looks like we're turning the Hardys heel. Good. Whatever gives them more TV time. I'll take it. So the Hardys are going to be turning heel soon. But this match with Swerve, can I be honest with you? This might have been Jeff's best match since Darby Allin. I didn't see the match with Darby Allin on Friday. People were telling me that was an excellent match too. How about this? This is his best match since his match against Darby Allin in 2022. Where Darby dove on top of him and crashed through a set of chairs. Crashed through a set of chairs with Jeff Hardy. Yeah. So, I'm excited to see what they do with the Hardys. Hopefully, them turning heel will add some love into this tag team division because we need it. But this was such a good match. Such a good pairing. Swerve made him look great. Jeff made Swerve look great. In the end, Swerve wins. because he's going for the world title and he can't lose. So it's clear that both Hangman and Swerve are on a trajectory to fight Samoa Joe at Revolution. And next week, they announced that both men, Swerve and Hangman Page, will be choosing the other's opponents in a pick your poison match. So we're going to be looking forward to seeing how that works out. They'll basically beat each other's chosen opponent. But yeah, like I thought the match was great. I just want to see more of Jeff and Matt. I think they're amazing. They're just not being used as strongly as I want them to be. How about that? Okay, Thunder Rosa versus Red Velvet. Oh. I love Thunder Rosa. And I love Red Velvet. The crowd was dead for this match. And it was so bad that I thought, for me, it hurt the match. It hurt the match to the point that the performers themselves were thrown off by the crowd. There were a couple of spots in there where both of them were just kind of moving a lot more slower than they really would be because the energy's gone. And when there's a lack of energy, it stops feeling like a live match and it feels rehearsed. And there were a couple of spots in there with Red Velvet and Thunder Rosa that kind of took me out of it, where it was clear that she was trying to catch Thunder Rosa for a spot, or Red Velvet was trying to go for something and she was waiting for Thunder Rosa to react, and it just came across so bad. And I think that's because of a lack of energy. When a crowd is dead like that, it hurts your match. This is not one of Thunder Rosa's best matches, and I think she would tell you that. But that's what happens when you have a low energy crowd. And it sucks because clearly Thunder Rosa wants to go for a championship. Apparently she wants to go after Toni Storm. I was thinking she would go after Julia, but what do I know? Yeah, it's kind of sad that Thunder Rosa is performing. She's back. She just came back, and that's the crowd she got. I hate it. But she beats Red Velvet in a match that I would rather not talk about anymore. Let's move on from it. Of course, we had Sting and Darby Allin come out to talk about his retirement match. Darby Allin reveals to the world that he's the one that talked Sting into coming out of retirement. He told Sting during a training session that he still got it. And it inspired Sting to come back. And now here they are, undefeated as a tag team. And since the ranking system is back, they are going to get a title shot against Ricky Starks and Big Bill in 2 weeks. And they will win. And they will hold those belts until Sting's retirement, at least for a month. Will they lose the belts back to the Young Bucks? Probably. I'm thinking they're going to lose the belts to the Young Bucks. But that's fine. It's a good way for Sting to go out as a champion. But yeah, during the segment, you go backstage, we see Matthew and Nicholas Jackson walking backstage. And they're on their screens. And they're playing with the audio. It's funny. And I just like it. So yeah, we're going to get this. This is the main event. Just so we're clear, Sting, Darby, Young Bucks is your main event. And it's for the tag team titles. Cool. Cool with me. But yeah, Big Bill and Ricky Starks will take on Sting and Darby Allin in 2 weeks. That should be a fun match. Hopefully the crowd is not dead. Mogul Assembly lost to the Acclaim. I don't know what's going on between the Acclaim and Bullet Club Gold. This is weird. I don't like it. It doesn't feel right. Is this a long-term thing where Bullet Club Gold is going to screw over the Acclaim and then we do a feud? Because this feels random. Does anyone really like the Bang Bang Scissor Gang? Because I don't. It's just weird. Main event. Give it to him. The main event. Adam Copeland and Minoru Suzuki. Oh, man. I feel so bad. I am so mad that this match, of all the matches to have in front of this dead, good-for-nothing crowd, this is the match that deserved a bigger audience. I wish a crowd like this had 10,000, 12,000, 18,000 because it would have been one of the best matches ever. And even still with a weak crowd, it was great. Oh, Adam Copeland got the piss beat out of him by Minoru Suzuki. He sold so well for him. It was such a fun match from beginning to end. No breaks in between. It was hard hitting from Jump Street. It was such a great match. And then Edge, Adam Copeland, won with the kill switch. The unprettier. Christian's move. Wow. Telling him up front, I'm coming after you, Christian. And then afterwards, he tried to shake Minoru Suzuki's hand, and Minoru said, nah. And then Adam said, I would have been disappointed if he shook my hand. But he let it be known. He wants Christian at Revolution. And he's going to get there by winning the matches clean. He wants to win every single match and earn an opportunity at Revolution. So, now we have a storyline that doesn't require a lot. It's just, hey, give me a lot of people to rack up some wins to earn a title shot. Sometimes you don't need to break the book or rewrite the formula. You just need to tell a good story. And this is good. So, I keep saying it, and I can't do the live chat right now because I think the live chat's still broken, right? Yeah, it's just broken. Hopefully it'll be better by Saturday. It better be better by Saturday. I am going to send a message to Streamlabs about why it's down right now, but I hope AEW can find a way to get its mojo back because it's lacking. It's not there. Sit here all day and tell me the show was good. Was it? That crowd was dead, y'all. And you know it was dead. You can be a fan of AEW and acknowledge its faults. You are no less of a fan than me because I decide to call AEW out for its issues. Audio issues, crowd issues, it's probably both. More so crowd than audio. They need to be fixed. I keep saying this. It doesn't matter how you feel. One thing you can't take away is the objective fact that AEW is not as hot as it used to be. Period. It's not. It's not hotter. It's just not as hot. And I want it to be hot again. But the show, in terms of the in-ring aspect and certain things that I want to be done, it was a good show. It was a stat card hindered by a dead crowd. But there's always next week and the week after that. We will be here to talk about AEW going forward. Give me your thoughts about AEW down below. Thank you guys for watching. Do all the YouTube things, like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, and donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and Venmo. Please understand me when I say this. I want the best for AEW. I know I come across as like this snarky, all over-demanding, super demanding, unhappy, miserable fan that just wants to see AEW fail and go out of business, which is not true, by the way. If you really listen to what I'm saying and you're choosing not to be stupid about it, you know I want the best for AEW. It shouldn't be that hard to understand. But for it to be good, you have to fix its issues. You have to call it out. And I think the people who really love AEW will do that. Different game now. The game has changed. AEW can't just keep doing what it did and maintain its position. It's gonna get passed up. And 3 years from now, where earlier you were saying AEW is great, and then it stops touring, and then it's stuck where TNA is, you're gonna wonder what the hell happened. I'm gonna tell you what happened. They made the wrong decisions. They couldn't compete. They chose to fall to the wayside and stick to the same contrived, dumb ways of doing business that hurt them, instead of growing and changing and becoming the true number two. And that's okay. Look, if it ends up being that way and AEW just ends up being a regular indie fan promotion where people can go work, I'm cool with that too. Someone else will take its spot as number two. It just won't be number two anymore. If that's what you want, cool. I hope AEW can maintain its spot as number two and doesn't become another TNA. I'm going to stop talking now. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next time right here in Alyx's World, the place it is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. Peace.
When you're in my